Hello, my name is Paula Carey, and I'm with Time for You Travels. And I get to work with women who are overstressed, overworked, overwhelmed to hit the reset button through designing travel that restores, revitalizes, and renews them. And that's a method of self-care. And so that's what this interview series is about, talking about self-care for women. And the purpose of that is so that you get to understand why it's so important, because a lot of us just don't make time for it, or we don't make it a priority, or sometimes we just don't really know how to get started. And so by talking to other professionals in the self-care world, I hope to share that information with you so that you'll have a way to get started. You'll understand why you need to do it, and maybe you'll pick up on something that you hadn't even thought of before. So today I'm talking to Emily Laugle, and she is my favorite massage therapist. So I'm so glad that she joined me today. So Emily, why don't we start with you telling us more about yourself and about your company and what you have to offer.
Yes, thank you, Paula, and thanks for inviting me on this journey with you and sharing with others the importance of self-care. As she said, I'm Emily Laugle. I am a board-certified massage therapist, best practitioner, and a coach of the Energy Codes by Dr. Sue Morter. I own my own practice, my own private practice called Indy North Massage Therapy, where I am located in Carmel, inside of a wellness center with some other wellness professionals. So it's a great group to work with.
So Emily, tell us how you got started down that path. Like, what drew you to get into massage therapy, to start your own practice, and some of the you're not just massage therapy, not the typical stereotypical massage therapist, because you have the what I would call enhanced services, I guess, that not everybody offers. So tell us how you kind of went down that path.
So reflecting back, hindsight, I realized that I had a gift and figured out this was my purpose here on earth while I was here. Back in high school, I remember working on my sisters, and I could feel in my body where it was I needed to work on them. I didn't really think anything of it at the time. So years passed, I go on with my life and get a degree in something completely different, which is tourism, hospitality, event management. So that's what my degree is in, my bachelor's. And later I went and got a massage myself. A friend of mine invited me to go get this little chiropractic special, and at the end you get a free 15-minute massage. And as I was laying there on the table getting this massage, it was a light bulb moment. Like I tell everybody, the light bulb went off, and it was like, this is supposed to feel different. I need to get into this because it's supposed to feel different. And so that day I went home and called my mom and was like, I need to get into massage school. And she was like, okay. So I went and got my training. So that was a spring of 2010. So later that year, that fall, I was enrolled in school, and kind of the rest is history. And I've just been growing and developing my practice. And I also grew up in a family of holistic healthcare. So a lot of the stuff that I do is also how I was raised. And so I'm trained in the bioenergetic synchronization technique. So that was my form of healthcare growing up. And so now I'm here to share my knowledge and how I have, stayed healthy, and just different options that are available, and just being able to help and serve the community. So that's in a nutshell.
Awesome. Well, of course, with you, I have a little personal experience, and you are so gifted, because even though I don't know they're there, you always find those little spots that need to be kind of cleared and open up. And when you find them, it's very clear to me that they're there, but I don't know they're there until then. So it's really awesome just to have that that additional care. So I always enjoy it and walk away feeling like a new person. So tell me why you think it's important for women to have self-care as a part of their their daily life and part of their lifestyle?
I think for women, why it's so important is because we are such caregivers naturally, and it's really good for us to put others first. And we forget to serve ourselves and be able to, like you always hear, like fill up your cup, making sure you're giving from a full cup. And I'm here to share, like, let's give from a cup that overflows. And how do we do that? By doing things that serve our happiness, and not in a selfish way. It's in a self-serving way, because when we are well and happy and healthy and in alignment, we're able just to naturally, that just overflows, and kind of like dropping a pebble in the water and the ripple effect that it has. And kind of like that saying, they say, do as I say, not as I do. And it's like, no, do as you do. And then others, we shift and change our energy, it naturally encourages, enhances the energy shift in others. So it does take us to do the work, versus constantly feeling like we have to serve others and wondering why our life is a mess or why no one pays attention to me. So it's important for us women to care for ourselves, because we are such natural caretakers and caregivers that we're constantly giving. So we have to make sure that we keep that cycle and that flow going, to that we're serving ourselves and giving care to ourselves as well.
Yeah, and that's definitely the revelation that brought me here to start kind of focusing on this and talking to other people. And in my industry, we say, you know, when you're in an airplane, put your oxygen mask on first, and
Yep.
then take care of your children or the people that you're with or whatever. And it's the same principle. If you don't have anything to give, how are you going to do it? So you do have to fill yourself back up for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. If you had one nugget of wisdom that you can share with us, that you've discovered along your journey, that you think is just vital for women to know and understand, what would that be?
My share with that would be is creating healthy boundaries, knowing when to say yes and when to say no, also giving yourself permission to say no. I know we have such a hard time telling people no,
Right.
but in reality, when we look at it, we're not really saying no, we're actually saying yes to ourselves. It's a form of like self-respect. And also the need not to respond or fix a situation. So I invite people to kind of practice the pause. So you get a text message come through, or a phone call, or a voicemail, or if you're in a conversation with someone and someone's asking something of you, give yourself permission, say, hey, do you mind if I just kind of sit on that for a little bit and kind of think about it before I give you an answer, if I can do it or if I can't do it. I just don't really know how I feel about it right now. Give yourself permission that's a response, and that's okay. So creating healthy boundaries for ourselves. And like I said, it does take practice, because we can be really good at feeling bad at letting others down. In reality, we're letting ourselves down when we're constantly saying yes to everything, and it wears us out. So creating those healthy boundaries, being comfortable with saying no, because you're really saying yes to yourself, and allowing yourself to wait to respond when someone's asking something of you. Give yourself some time to kind of think about it, see how it really resonates with you, because initially you might say no, but really you might mean, yes, oh, I could do that, or I have capacity to do that, or vice versa. So just giving yourself permission to wait to respond, and having those healthy boundaries.
Yeah, awesome advice. So thank you, Emily. That was really great information. So if someone watching would like to, if they have questions or they'd like to continue the conversation with you or reach out to you, what would be the best way for them to connect with you?
Yeah, the best way is to visit my website, which is inmtllc.com, through the contact us. And I am in the middle of getting ready to have my domain name changed. So you can always Google search Indian North Massage Therapy, and my website will come up. And of course, I have a page where you hit contact us, and you can either call or text me via that page, or there's also where you can send me an email as well.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you again so much for the information, and thank you everyone for watching. I hope you found this information helpful, and I wish you the best on your self-care journey. Take care.